Richard, you know, one of the simple things about this direct and indirect cooking.
Yep.
If we go through some of these barbecues, let's show the people at home how it works.
Absolutely, because we've got the videos on the Riverside YouTube channel which talk about direct and indirect for the recipes. But it's actually, you know, what we want to do now is actually show you per barbecue how you set up for direct and indirect. So we've got the Q here. This is a 2200. What's going on inside?
So we've got the ring burner which goes all the way around. So you've got direct heat, whatever you do.
Right. So for general cooking, if you're doing steaks or sausages or burgers, you're just going to put your food straight on. Heat's directly underneath where you've got your food, and you're going to cook that food quite quickly. But you can also roast on these, can't you?
Oh yeah, the trivets.
So there's two parts of that. There's the foil, which you've just put on. And for me, what that does is, it as the heat comes up from underneath, it can't go straight up underneath the food. It has to be forced around the outside, so it creates an inside convection environment within the barbecue. And then you've got the trivet there,
which sits on there,
and that just allows the roast to be lifted up off the cooking surface, so that it's not in direct contact with that heavy gauge cast iron. And what you'll also notice in these little drip trays as well is, I love the fact that they've gone to the detail of putting little pinholes in or little perforations, because what you don't want is to have a buildup of fat that's rendered off your roast, because if you get a buildup of fat and then a bit drips over the sides, you've got a potential flare-up issue there, shall we say. So that would be your indirect, and you could put anything on there, couldn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I've cooked lamb, pork, everything on there. It's perfect for it.
So for me also, I know that on this particular style of barbecue, if you put the dial on the minimum setting as a starting point for roasting around about 200 degrees, if it's a cooler day, you might just need to tweak up a little bit, but low temperature, you don't use much gas, you set the temperature using the thermometer on the lid, which tells you what's going on inside. That's going to take about 10 minutes to get up to temperature from cold, and you just put your food in, and you cook it in exactly the same way that you would cook in the oven, don't you?
And all the Qs are the similar principle. So, you know, any questions that anybody needs to ask, just give us a ring. We're here all the time. Thank you, Richard.
Not a problem, thank you.